So bottle hair. Good morning from Israel. So I'm sitting here underneath my vineyard. It's my grapevine, and this, as you can see, terraced. So I'm sitting here because I'm still teaching from the understanding of the ardiphne tree. So this is part two of the ardiphne tree, but I'm going to continue with the Shabbat and why this is important. You see, there's a major importance about the ardiphne tree lesson and why the Shabbat is first. One, we have to destroy the Baal of time. There's an idol of time. So while you're operating on some guy's time, some man's time, then you're worshiping him with your time because he demands of you your time. And until you can see to understand what the Most High's time is, then you cannot worship the Most High in truth. Because if you don't know His time, you can't be on it. So I'm going to now elaborate a little bit more on the timing of the Most High and the difference between the two calendars, or all the calendars. So every other calendar has days of the week. The Most High's calendar, we don't have days of the week, none. So when you download this video, you'll see that there, or when you download the link below, you will see that there is no days of the week. There's only days of the month, new moon days, and festival days, and that's the end. It's important that you see it that way, that you get it, because there's nothing else. While you're out in life in the world now, you'll know that your job dictates when you have to be to work, what days you can have off, and you have a certain amount of days you can request. So you are a slave to that job because that job will not allow you to work on the Most High's time. The seasons that come in, the new moon, the festival days, the days of appointed rest, you haven't been keeping them. And that's because of the multitude of idols that we've kept as a nation. So, the importance of the Shabbat and the importance of keeping it and finding the time is step one in restoration. Now, anybody who's outside of Israel, right, can't really tell you anything because they haven't come to Israel to test it. But I've been living on this time on the land for 3 years, right? So I rest on this calendar when it says rest. I go and worship the Most High on His appointed days on this time in the land. And that's it. And I've done it for 3 years, and the Most High has supported and kept me here in the land for the whole time, right? He has been my aid and been my support. I don't have to struggle or fight, or it's not the same, right? I was appointed a rabbi and a sheikh, a ruler over peoples in Israel. I'm the only one, and I am also, from Judah. I'm a Judean, and so it's very it's very enlightening for me to live this revelation. And it was a key point for me first because if I can't get it right and be sustained in the land on my own without having to go to the government officials for permission, then it validates that the Most High's word and the Most High will sustain. So I have lived that, and it's been a wonderful experience. So I know that this Shabbat is true, right? I rest when it says rest, and when I rest, I'm not the only one resting. Like right now, you can hear an owl hooting. You can hear the sparrows and the doves by my house chirping and singing. On the day of the Shabbat, you will not hear that. It's true, but this is something you only get to experience here. So I'm taking this time out to elaborate on the sign of the land and its Shabbats and how it coincides with the days that I'm telling you, because the land bears witness of the Shabbats. And I've lived here. And the only thing moving on this land is people, because the people of this land do not live by this calendar. None of them. They know it, some do, not all. Some of the Bedouin know it. And about the Bedouin, Bedouin means son of the desert or desert people. So the Bedouin is the word that we were given when we came out of Egypt. We were called Bedouin. So I have returned to my father's house and my father's culture and my father's customs, and I'm honoring my father and my mother. Now, me honoring them, I'm honoring Abraham and Sarah, which is the next lesson, all right, about how to honor your father and your mother in what is right and what is true in keeping the law, right? The law says to honor your father and your mother in the law. For for this way you'll have your life. You'll be given an extension of life, right? So they were talking about Abraham and Sarah. Isaiah 51, the Most High said, "You who seek righteousness, look to Abraham and Sarah." So now we know that he's talking about Abraham and Sarah, our father and mother, to honor their custom, their tradition, their lifestyle, and to live it. I've made that choice. Will you honor father and mother, Abraham and Sarah? There's a question you have to make. It's a choice that you have to decide. You can continue and keep modern society, or you can start now by keeping this Shabbat, right? My name's Rabbi Shaky Stone, and you can find me on YouTube and Facebook, and you can track the days with me. This is where we separate who is righteous and who's not, who will make excuses and who will do the work. Because by your merit shall you be rewarded.